But yeah, even though you know how to do certain tattoos and things like that, it's like it's always kind of a challenge because you're always trying to outwork the last portrait that you did or something like that. Long as you challenge yourself, I think every tattoo will pretty much be a challenge, if you get what I'm saying. But if I'm just trying to go at it real quick, it's probably gonna be no challenge at all. But if I'm trying to constantly get better and get better, you always challenge yourself, push the envelope, so that you know your full potential. If you never push the envelope, you don't know how far you can go. You never know. I gotta start recording. All right,
Let's
y'all.
go.
Chat. 8 volts, 8 volts. We going in. Pair black, pair black. Let's go. About to start around this tie. Let's get it. Like I say, you want to be patient. And really, I'm going like a pendulum motion. But by this being pure black, I always recommend people the small circular motion. That's how you pack that black in there real well. Make sure that black gonna be stuck. So when the heal up, we got some solid blacks. Like, we're getting a little bit lighter, y'all. Just for the jacket. Now we can kind of start pulling down with a little backstroke, a little pendulum motion. Because this gonna be a little lighter tone. It's not gonna be pure black. And to get them smooth tones, you definitely have to slowly go across it. You move too fast, you definitely gonna have some choppy shading, so you gotta stay consistent. Consistency is key. And that's another thing that we going for as well. On darker skin tone, you make sure you have them sharp skin breaks. But I'm not really worrying about it too much at the bottom, because it's just the clothes.
Okay, I'm back.
It's gonna be
Had to
more
tell
soft.
my man, quiet down, I'm watching it.
Then our black. And let's press up against the face now with this black. So we can structure that out. But one thing I say for sure, don't use this 15 curve mag if you're not comfortable with it. Because you can easily go in around your face first with the 7 curve mag, tighten it up, and then you can come back with the 15. But I just try to get as close as possible because I don't try to affect the face design. So I just get close around it, and then I can come back and tighten it up. But that's something that's very important. You know that'll easily change throughout a tattoo. So that's something you definitely don't want to mess with. Try to keep that structure of it. We're gonna press that black and we're about to go over to our 7 curve mag instantly. And boom, tighten that up. Alright y'all, so we got our 7 curve out with the black and I'm just going around tightening up around his chin. Make sure it's gonna be tight, so of course when it heal, you want that to be pretty sharp. You want the face to be structured out. None of this blurred out. I might even decide to come back with my 7 and tightly shade that around there. Cause you don't want that to go nowhere. I might say I always stick with the Mass Pro cartridge. Mass Pro worked pretty good for me. Pretty sharp. I say it's like close to Quadrant. It's Quadrant I think is the best Cheyenne. Some of the best ones. So that's what got me sticking with the Mass Pro cartridges.
Welcome to my
Been
channel.
tattooing 12 years now.
Big Dog dropping in to send love.
For sure, appreciate it. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate it, Fagan. But yep, 12 years. Next year, gonna definitely be making that 13-year mark.
That's what's up.
So when how long you been streaming so far? Like when you first decided you was gonna start getting into streaming?
I want to say it's been about 6 months now, but I started a year ago, and I started learning it just out of curiosity of just wanting to stream the game and see how many people will watch me for entertainment at one point, and then
Right.
it just became fun after I started learning like new people, new cities that find common interest in what I'm doing.
Okay. And did you like always like was into live stream? Like did you used to watch them yourself or
I
ever like
watched
got
a,
an interest?
I watched a good bit of people. Kai Sinet was one of the
You
people
can
that I
help
watched,
support
and
the channel. Show
he
some
was
love,
like,
send
he
super
was
chats
lit.
and super
Well,
stickers.
he is lit. So after watching Kai Sinet, watching a bunch of other people game streaming, it just clicked to me like, hey, I want to do this.
Fire
This is something
content.
I would love to do.
Or I could just try this
I
out,
could
huh?
try this out, yeah.
For
And
sure,
then I
for
mean, I
sure.
play my game to relax.
You are
A lot of women get upset about men playing games. Like all you do is play that game sometimes, but they only understand the brain and hand coordination and functions that you have to use and focus on something relieves you from the day-to-day stress. So it's
Right.
like this is my stress reliever. You know, I'm not big on, you know, I don't know if I can say it on
Yeah,
stream,
it
but
sounds like the
yeah,
go ahead.
use.
The intake
Use.
of other.
Yeah, a substance.
Right. So you ain't into that
So,
kind of.
so this was my stress relief. This was my breakaway. You know, especially during the time of me having my first child, my daughter, it was like, hey, I need this time alone to just really. She put the ears. I need
Oh.
this time alone, Misty.
For sure, Misty.
I needed this time alone to really like just relax, and the games was really a breakaway from reality.
For sure, for
So
sure. Appreciate that. I'm gonna get our next question ready.
for sure. How about that?
Mostly using our light tones. This is our light tones over here. Cause like I said, this is a Joker. So of course his face is light. It's pretty white. So just for the shadows, we've been using a lot of light tones. I know as we get close around the eyes and stuff, we're gonna be using a medium tone to a dark tone because that's where it's dark at.
Specifically the '08 Joker. I ain't want no other Joker.
Yeah, this one kind of the most known Joker. I think.
Mhm. That's why I say he's loved by the fans, the people,
Right.
and hated by the actors that was on it, you know, on screen and shit.
Right. All right, y'all. We hitting this light tone going around the mouth. We want to slightly hit that, and I'm using my light tone. So I'm also dip into my water. We're gonna make sure that's light and saturated. That's what we're gonna go for this piece. We're gonna aim for saturation. So I'm gonna slightly going over the shading, cross hatching, backstroke, whatever I need to do. But I ain't trying to really go small circles to really saturate like I'm doing color. I never did black and gray
Thanks for
shading like
joining
that.
the live here, follow
But
up. We
we're gonna see what it do. See what it do. You're mainly going with the backstroke cross hatching though.
Can you
Get
pull
that
up the
soft
chat on?
saturation.
Can you pull the
Take
chat
that.
up on now?
So for us going for the saturation, I'm definitely gonna make sure it's really in there. I'm not gonna just hit it a couple of times. Even though we have to slowly go over it, back and forth slowly. Just make sure you're using your right tone. That's why I say you gotta trust your tones, but it also takes time building up to know what tones you need to use. And since I know how this light tone heal up, that's how I know what tone I need to use. Right underneath that note, I'm definitely gonna use a little bit darker to structure it out a little bit more. But we just aiming for that saturation at the moment. So slowly build it up. I always tell everybody, patience is key, patience is key. Especially portraits, they take time. So you gotta take your time, brush across, brush across. I used to do my portraits, I remember these be like 2-3 hours. I'm like, nah, I don't know what I was thinking, but that's how you know I got better, because now I'm spending more time on the portraits.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only progress from there. So like I said, push the envelope. If you don't, you'll never know your full potential of what you could do.
Yes, sir.
I always recommend starting with that light tone and slightly build up to them darker tones, because you pretty much already opening the skin up with the light tone, so them darker tones will easily slide in the skin because it's already open. So it's like prep work before you go into the final job. And I'm gonna add that dark red in the middle of that lip because that's where that crease at. But I already put some of our black and gray shading right there, so I know that's where the shading gonna go. I'm gonna put right there in the middle where it's supposed to be dark at. To separate the lips, it's definitely gonna be a dark red tone right there. So that's why I'm gonna add my black to my red. Well, I don't add the black to the red. I dip in the red first and then dip into my black to darken it up. Right, y'all, we got that black. We dipped in our black, and we trying to separate these lips. I still did it.
Are you good?
Trying to separate these lips up. And like I say, take your time building it up. It ain't gonna just get dark the first time around, but you also not trying to go too dark. Like right now, it's pretty much like almost a dark brown, like a red blood look. But I'm gonna dip in my black again to make sure I got that clear separation in between those lips. Cause the middle of those lips is gonna be the most important. Cause if you don't see that separation, it ain't gonna look like no lips. It's gonna kind of blend together as one red piece. which we don't want that. So even if, in the beginning you gotta go with a darker line, but try not to go pure black, because that black definitely gonna pop out and it's gonna look unrealistic. So we're trying to keep a realistic approach. Like on the edge of this lip, there's gonna be some darker reds. So in order to keep that realistic approach, you want to constantly try to use your colors and trying to stay away from straight black. Straight black is gonna give it that cartoonish feel, and you don't want no bold outlines that doesn't realistic.
And then it transitioned to tatting.
No, I started tatting. Well, really, I started drawing at 14. I didn't even know I knew how to draw. No lie.
Okay.
I picked it up at 14 because a kid in school was drawing. And I'm like, okay, let me try that out, of course. And man, I was amazed. I literally drew his picture, like if not better than his, like to the T. And I was like, dang, they say this is my first time really like just testing it out. And I was like, man, I could draw. And ever since that day, that was like, man, I gotta
That
keep
was it.
drawing.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, nah, I ain't know I could do this. You know what I'm saying? So I was shocked.
That's what's
I
up.
was like, I ain't know I could do this. But from there on, I kept drawing. So I say I was drawing probably about 6 years, from 20. It had to be like 2008 or something like that. After Katrina,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I kind of really was able to lock in. I was around the same people, stuff like that.
Right, of course.
Yeah, so I was able to lock in. But from there, 2012, I was into my paintings and all that. I was finishing up this little art school.
Talk about them paintings.
Oh no, yeah, no, not finishing them paintings. I'm saying I was just getting into painting.
Oh, just getting into
I was into like a little art school, Noka. So I was able to like learn how to paint.
Say at Oakland?
Yeah, Noka.
Noka.
Yeah, so I was able to like get into painting. I kind of was already drawing for 2 years before I got into Noka.
Okay.
To kind of further the skills, and I'm like, okay, yeah, now they put me on painting. Okay, I learned different things. But 2012 was when my graduating year from there. So I was like, man, paintings ain't selling like that. They're a little bit slow. So I was like, man, you know what? Tattoos is the thing. I had a family member that always was in tattoos, but I never wanted to tattoo, probably because I had a family member that was already doing
Oh,
it.
right.
So I tried to stick with my paintings, but of course they was a little bit slow. And tattooing was like the next thing up that I know for sure people looking to get tattoos versus not too many people just
Paintings.
looking for a painting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now some people will buy a painting, but they ain't just like on a regular looking for versus on a regular people looking to get tattoos. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and try it. Boom, did that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do it. The first tattoo I actually did was me in a tattoo shop, and a client came in. I used to always be drawing. Like I said, I ain't want to tattoo. I used to be around the shop, but I ain't want to tattoo.
Yeah.
But she saw me always drawing. She just came in one day and be like, you know what, I want him to do my tattoo. And I'm like, wait.
Right.
I was shocked. Like, what? I was nervous too, because I'm like, I never did this. You know what I'm saying? So, got the stencil. It was just some stars. They got the stencil on them. And I
Yeah.
did it. To this day, I run into that second line. She's like, yeah, I ain't covering this up. Some of the stars on her wrist. That was my
Alright.
very first tattoo before I even tattooed myself.
That is very
Because
proud.
I wasn't even thinking about doing tattoos at the time. But
So when
after
did you
that,
get comfortable on it?
I say, what? My second, third year. Because I ain't start tattooing instantly after I did her tattoo.
Okay.
It still was a little process before I graduated and stuff.
Okay.
So, like, I say when I was actually about to graduate, that's when I started thinking about it. Because I had started, like, dabbling in the house a little bit on people. I had did my leg, getting a little comfortable with it. So, I started tattooing a couple people around the neighborhood and stuff like that. But as far as comfortable, I say the second year in the house.
Okay.
But comfortable a little bit was when I finished my own leg. When I was doing my own leg, I was comfortable, like, knowing how deep to go in the skin,
Yeah.
all that. But other than that, yeah, the rest kind of came with it. Once I got comfortable how deep this go, and I know I wasn't going to scar nobody, I was comfortable, like, to do it on other people.
Oh,
As
that's
far as,
what's
like, comfortable, like, okay, yeah, my work looking good.
Yeah.
I say about second, third year in the house.
Okay.
After that third year, I pretty much was in the shop.
And you was comfortable enough to
Yeah,
tat on
comfortable enough.
people.
Yeah, pretty much tat. So I was
That's
pretty much
what's up.
good from there. But yeah, that's the rest. Pretty much history, you know.
That's what's up. Good
Yeah, it was
story.
a process. It was a process. But I'm glad, thank God, that I even found I know how to draw.
Yeah.
Because if I wouldn't have found it, what would I really be doing?
Right. You don't
I
know
don't-
what life would take you in a different direction of.
You say what you say?
I said you really don't know what life will take you in a different direction
Right.
of.
You don't really know.
You never know.
Cause in my
And
mind,
you know what's the
that.
good part? We'll never know. You hear me?
Right. We ain't gonna find out.
We
We
ain't
only
gonna
know where
find
we
out.
going there. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't gonna never know.
We only know where we going there.
We only know where we
Staying
going at.
focused.
Yep.
But yeah, once I found, I'm like, oh man, I gotta keep. I mean, I was drawing like every day since that day I found out.
Yeah.
Now mine, we used to have a whole lot of DVDs, watching stuff like that, movies. I went home, grabbed every DVD, drawing.
Right.
The very first like face I did, well, you never
Mhm.
seen the movie Robots?
Yeah.
Bam, that
With
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow, yeah.
That was the, his face was on the cover of that DVD, and I drew his face, and I was like, damn, that was really like, yeah,
Like
looking
Bow
like
Weezy,
him. Yeah,
okay.
I'm like, I was going
Yeah,
from there,
80s
bro.
baby, huh?
90s, early 90s.
Early 90s? Oh, okay.
Yep, 92.
92, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's still your era because Bow Wow was 86.
Oh, yeah,
87. And I'm 87, so.
But yeah, that was the kind of time when I really got into it. And that's
Yeah.
the whole transformation. It kind of, like I said, to say I really didn't want to get into it. Even when I was in school writing papers, like what you'll do in the future, what you'll like to do, I always thought of something like I could do different every day, like construction. Maybe I could build it, like a house might take too long. Or a different project, you see what I'm saying?
So you look for
But-
instant gratification of what you do?
Nah, I
Or
wouldn't say,
completed?
yeah, I
completed
prefer
work?
like completed, because paintings,
Yeah.
they take me, I could be on the paint for weeks or months, you know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, just praise from what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that type. That's the kind of person I am. I love things that I do for the
The
attention.
excitement
Yeah,
type.
the attention, excitement that I get from it is like, oh, you did awesome on this song, mixing this song, creating this song,
you
writing
feel
this song.
that feeling
It
of
make-
feeling
yeah,
proud
that
of
feeling,
it,
yeah,
huh?
that. I don't think nothing could beat that for me,
Nothing
other than my child, of course. But
No lie, the first thing, I don't know if you ever tried it, but getting in front of a camera, that's a different feeling too.
oh yeah. My
Like, when I
streams, my
first
live
was, like-
streams, my live streams. I'm in front of the camera.
And no lie, to say I be on live, I don't really be worrying about it, but I'm talking about when the first video, like I'm actually recording and I'm holding the camera.
Oh, that's different.
That's a different excitement.
that's-
I'm
yeah.
like, man, it's a, now that's a
Because you
feeling
really,
you can't
you
touch.
really, yeah,
You can't
you
touch
really
that.
gotta talk to a camera and act as if people right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. It's just
Yeah.
different. You gotta answer your phone.
No, text my wife.
All right, cool. Let me check.
Yep, y'all, once we get this red down, like I said, the rest is pretty much history. Gonna be slight work. The color do take time. People ask, do it hurt more? But I'll say it only hurt more because it takes a little bit longer. Alright, y'all, I'm switching it. I'm turning my machine down 7 volts. Since we packing this color. Like I said, I'm going with them light tones. Now mind, this is a lot of dark red right there. But I'm just opening that skin up right now. Just so when we do come back with our darker red, it's easily going in, Instead of going with the dark first. You could do it either way, whichever way you feel more comfortable. But I notice it's easier to add that light tone and then come back with that darker red. It'll easily kind of blend in. So where you just have to brush across the skin. Not much work at all. Alright, y'all, we just dipped in our black again with the red, just so I won't come back with some of these darker tones. And like I said, we had 6 volts. We're gonna slowly take our time with this color. Make sure that's solid in there. Structure it out. And then, like I said, we already on dark skin, so I'm not trying to go too dark, especially on the inside the lips. That's why I left it pretty red, you know. So like a lot of these tones definitely gonna darken up with the red. So boom, try to go with your light tone. So when they do darken up, they kind of give you the color exactly what you was expecting already. Like I said, it's always better to go too light than too dark. So once you go dark, ain't no going back from that. But if it's too light, you can always touch it up. But of course, you want to do it all in that one go round if you can. So now I'm about to go with my black one more time. While I got a little more red in there. Structure it out a little bit more. But we ain't trying to get it super structured out to where it's like too hard. We don't want it too hard. It's a smile, it's supposed to be realistic, it's supposed to be soft. man, just to structure that out.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Going in the medium tone to structure out the tip of his nose, you definitely want some shadow right here. So I'm brushing slightly with this little medium tone, so that's gonna stand out once it heals. It's gonna stand out now, you're gonna see the difference. But, of course, once it heals, you want that to kind of soften up. And I noticed by his nose, he really don't got no real dark shadows. So I ain't gotta go really too dark. But of course I'm gonna go darker than necessary, so when it heal up, we want some hard shadows, basically some hard shadows. So a lot of the shadows probably definitely gonna be pretty black. Not black, but medium tone. We want that to hold up. That's what's gonna hold our tattoo together, them darker shadows.
Thank you, Angel. I see
Slowly
it.
brush across, slowly brush across them. Going back to our light tone. Structure this side of the nose out. Like I say, on darker skin tone, you definitely want to go for as much skin break as you can get. So like
Yes,
the
I am.
TikTok video
I am
make
getting
you
color.
look light, huh? The TikTok video make you look light.
Yeah, it does.
Well, you definitely gotta go for them skin breaks though. Also, we going for that saturation. We ain't forgetting that. Make sure that's solid in there.
Yeah, I'm getting color, honey. I'm getting red around the mouth. You know, y'all go type in 2008 Joker. Why so serious Joker? That's the Joker I'm getting. What's up, Buds?
We kind of want to feather that light shade on there. You see, we got a troll right there.
You got a troll?
Oh, you might have was no, you didn't troll. You just said why you go for. Oh, you said that's part of your tattoo though, Sir Clapping. You said why go for skin break when you just go for a better tattoo? Yeah, with skin breaks, you definitely just gonna have a better tattoo on. Darker skin, you try to shade that in, yeah, you gonna have some problems once it heal up. You ain't gonna be able to see nothing. So you don't want your tattoo to just be dark. That's the difference between tattooing like a light tone and a darker tone. Oh, you learn it too, for sure, bro. We all learning, man. We all learning. How long you been tattooing for, not clapping? You follow clapping? Cause I don't hear you on the text to speech, so I'm guessing that might be not, huh?
Probably not. Something to follow.
Yeah, follow so I can hear your text to speech if I miss your comment. Appreciate the follow. Learn
Just
something new.
followed.
Yep, now I can hear you on the text to speech for sure. Clap, appreciate it. How long you say you been up for it? Been at it for?
Off and on.
Okay, guys, so you gotta just get consistent, bro. Make that time, you know. If you're really trying to get better with it, just make that time. Put it in, it's gonna definitely pay off. Most
I
definitely.
can't get the lining rigged, so I get frustrated.
The lining right, use that kickstand like I'm using, pinky. Hold that pinky down and kind of use that wrist. It take time now. Don't get frustrated. If you really want to do it, take your time, be patient. Because if you're getting frustrated right now, you definitely going to get
Thank you
frustrated.
for liking the live,
Doing
Angel.
something like this, because this is definitely work and you'll get frustrated easy. So you definitely want to be patient. Patience is something that's definitely needed with the tattoos.
You can't vote. Angel, you asked what's my live? My life is just chatting and I'm getting tatted. That's all.
I learned in prison, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it don't matter where you learn that. Just got they got too much technology, too much information out there on the street. So you could definitely learn off. Go to YouTube streams just like this. Ask questions, bro. It ain't no excuses these days. We all can learn now.
Oh, they asked what's your tattoo account. I tagged it inside the chat. Well, inside the title of the video. It's at his name. It's a Crest City, Crest Coast.
He said, "Why people still
Oh,
say city?
Crest
You looking
City.
right at it, huh?"
I'm looking right at it and still
You
say
still
city.
saying city.
Cause you know it's common to say
Yeah,
Crest
Crest.
City.
That's what they have, Crest.
Yeah. Crest Coast Tattoos. At Crest Coast Tattoos. If you go to his live, you'll see another view. So matter of fact, put that in the chat. Put that in the chat and pin it for me, please. You'll get the above view of this.
So you might want to follow, because I showed them get your own. I showed them see your chat there. Who that is, Danielle? With tips for shading. Take your time, be patient. Just like I'm doing right now, I'm slowly brushing across this. It's like you feathering on the skin pretty much.
Yep, there we go, baby. Thank you. So you just been tagged in it. She pinned you.
What needle you using?
We're using a 7 curve mag right now.
I didn't know that pin had a time limit. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it do. When I pin my goals,
Yeah.
it's not on there right now. I have to pin it again.
So I wonder if you have to change it. Hey, Abby, welcome back, Abby. Welcome back, Abby.
This is 7 curve mag though, Clappy.
Thank you, Abby. I'll make sure I show you the finished product.
So we gotta remember this a white face. We got a lot of paint on his face. So we're just going for mostly our shadows. That's why we need a lot of skin breaks.
Abby says it's looking real good.
Appreciate it, Abby.
Abby, do me a favor. Run the like button up for me. Thank you, Angel.
Send you a pic of my work on Instagram.
Appreciate it, Clappy. Appreciate it. I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Thank you, Abby.
Give you some tips. And if you're trying to like really be sending them like that, make sure you join the Discord so you can easily post it in there, and I can always go check it. So you probably gonna have to remind me on Instagram. Sometimes I forget it.
I love the love y'all give. I appreciate that.
When I try to join Discords, it sends me straight to Apple Store.
You must have never downloaded Discord, then that's probably why.
Right, you probably never downloaded.
Yeah, if it's in you to the Apple Store, that means you gotta download the app.
I got the app.
Oh, you have it? I don't know why I do that though.
Abby, you see the poll that we created? Check out that poll if you have any tattoos. So, twin. Who need to update me? Oh, you talking about to the other person on the chat? Oh, somebody submitted something on the. Oh, okay. Talking about their app, okay.
Whatever way it works, clap it. Just keep putting in that time. I just was on here live practicing on, you could say, yep, practicing on fake skin. Showing people how to do them lines that also keep me sharp, you know? We trying to show other people, keep me on top of my toes, what to do, keep my line straight, because it's all about practice, consistent. Tattoo is just like repetition. It's the same thing. We just gotta kind of master it, and get better with it. And that's one thing I say, don't get comfortable. That's why you always try to push the envelope and try to do better, so it's never easy. You always try to do better than the last one. That'll keep you on your toes right there.
Angel, how you doing today? How you feeling? How's the kid?
Come a little bit over that way right there. Oh, look at that. I definitely prefer to have my needle out a little bit more, just so I can control it. More control for me. But if you have it too far out, your ink ain't really going in. It's gonna keep snagging on the skin. So you don't want your needle to keep snagging
Hey,
on the
honey
skin.
Coco. Welcome to my live, baby.
You going with that black in the eyes? I know some of that is still off the screen.
Oh, well, they got something that's not on the stream.
I want that part. You see it was off the screen.
Oh, okay.
Off the screen. My bad.
There you go.
We going with that black because we about to start going in them eyes. When we want that solid, it already look dark, but that's all medium tone. So we want to come back with some of that black.
Thank you for the share, honey.
You
Thank you for the
definitely be
share.
able to see those different details once it heal up. So that's why you want to kind of trust them tones. Like I say, we ain't going too detailed because we on dark skin, but I'm also not going to just put straight black in there. We want some of that to fade off the ends. So I'm kind of lining that eye with this black. But if you need to, you can always go with that 7 or that 3-round liner to line that outside. Appreciate it, Mamba. One way I know for sure I'm not going too deep. Like I said, I'm feathering on the skin. We like barely touching the skin with the needles. Like we kind of slightly pulling it. My needle, even though my needle hang out a little bit, you feel a slight vibration when you touch the skin. And when you feel that vibration, you'll hear even a certain sound. Some people call
Yes,
it
honey
like the
Coco.
vibe. So you gotta watch that. The minute you touch the skin, you're slightly moving across it. But if I'm drilling and I'm packing in color, it's a difference. You definitely could go too deep with that. I had an artist telling me about like how long it takes to do painting. So you could try to look at your tattoos the
advice.
same way. Instead of trying to do it all in that one layer, take your time and build it up. Because we're only doing this in this one session, so try to put that same amount of time in it. Appreciate you. That's one thing I can say right there. Dark next to light. I'm not gonna shade in this side of his face. I'm gonna leave that pretty much skin tone. But I'm gonna come on the outside with a black and kind of shape that edge of that head. But also the hair gonna lighten up as it come out to the edge. So dark next to light basically what creates your high contrast. And that's what you go for on dark skin especially. You're going for high contrast, that's why you need that skin break, dark next to light. Alright, now here go our black. This is what I'm about to show you, right on side that face. We're gonna structure the face out, that's what the black for. But it's also creating that shadow, so it's serving two purposes. It's gonna structure out the face, but it's also gonna cast the shadow from the face onto that hair. So yep, you definitely need your shadows. That's all part of realistic. If you cast the light, that shadow gotta fall somewhere on the piece. That's how I know like my lighting, practicing still lifes, drawing back then, you know exactly how that lighting fall. Now mind you, I'm not saying I'm the best in knowing what to lighten at when it comes to like imagining it, but I have a little experience with it, and as we keep going, you only get better and better. And that's all you can do is try to get better and better. No, that's one thing I tell y'all for sure. That's one thing you gotta remember that I didn't really have in the beginning. Whenever you putting all that time like that, I put all this time on this side, make sure you apply that same time. Hit the eyes the same way, them lights build up to your darks. Cause it will, I believe, at least I believe it will show if you just go straight on that side with straight dark. It'll show in the piece for sure. So I try to treat one side like the other. In the beginning, that's something I definitely didn't do. Maybe it was a lack of patience, or maybe, being anxious to be done. But you build all that up through experience. Straight in with the medium tone, structure that side of the face out.
Tiger. Welcome to my channel. Yo sup,
Yeah,
greetings
baby,
from
I can't really
Amsterdam,
talk right
Netherlands.
now.
What up, Amsterdam in the building?
Yeah, man.
What up, what up?
I said I can't really talk right now. I'll call you back, okay?
Yeah, you right.
You okay? Huh?
You right. Since we doing it on this side, we definitely gonna do it on the other side.
Baby, are you okay?
Matt Evans. Welcome to my channel. Hey, been watching your vids past few days. Appreciate the way you explain everything. I have recently started practicing.
Appreciate it, appreciate it. Appreciate it, Matt Evans. Keep it up, keep it up.
Thanks for joining the live and
Hello?
following.
You got it, you got it. Alright, so they have a little dark shadow back here for the hair, so I'm gonna definitely go in with the black for that.
Baby,
Structure
you
that
wanna
ear out.
fur raise for them or you want
Make sure that's packed in there. And the whole tattoo been done at 8 volts. Well, except for the color. The color been done at what, 6 volts.
Can't be worried about that school stuff like that, baby. But I will look into the $25 or the $50 one.
That's why I'm going in with this black.
What you said?
Make sure it's definitely gonna separate from the shadow that I have on the side of his face. Separate that from the background. But I also am not going for like a hard feel either. We still want that soft.
You about to go? You about to go? You said my front tattoos.
Alright, now we coming with the left side. This how we did that side. Add a little background right here. So that face is structured out by this background. So you definitely want to kind of keep this soft. See how slow I'm moving the needle? Now we can kind of come back and crosshatch with it. So you keep that soft and also get it smooth. Alright y'all, since we on the hair, that don't mean it's take a break, you're almost done. Nope, you still gotta go hard. Put every little ounce of that sweat and tears, same thing you did with the face. Take care of that hair the same way, make sure you catch those details. And when like dark skin, one thing I can say on doing hair on dark skin, you mainly want those skin breaks. Like I said at the bottom, you want skin breaks, so those little hairs, you will kind of leave them alone. You're kind of mainly filling in the shadows of the hair. So you can still see it popping out. But you ain't gonna just leave it completely like that. You want it to look like a strand coming across. So add a light shade across it. So you can still see that his hair, you don't want those big old shapes. You want some small skin breaks in the hair. So where it still look like hair. If you have big old skin breaks, it's gonna look like it's undone. And you don't want it to look like it's undone. But yep, you gotta continue to go hard. Now this is why I say I definitely saturate with the circular motions because it's black. I know for sure I want my hair hard, them shadows, I want them hard. We're not worrying about the hair being soft. We're going for that harder look deep in them shadows. We can soften it out once we go like kind of strand by strand. Those lighter shades is definitely gonna be soft. But in them deep shadows, I want it to continue to remain hard. So small circular motions in the hair. And the rest, like I said, you can start lightening out softly. Damn, I get way right there. Slide up a little bit. Alright, that should be good. That already hit the. We normally save the eyes for last because the eyes kind of windows to the soul. I always say that. Appreciate the follow. I always say save the eyes for last. So since I'm moving up, I'm gonna go ahead and knock in them eyes. I'm gonna also probably leave a little highlight for them, see how it look first before I fill them in all the way black.
How you doing, Monet?
That's with a little slight highlight in them. Move on to that other
When
eye.
I ask USMTH,
7 curve mag. To SMT. So yeah, y'all. So that's why I say always learn how to freehand, and this is just letters. But in case you always have to, anytime you have to draw it back on. Like I forgot to leave out the well, forgot to add on the question mark, which shouldn't be hard for most people. You can always draw that on, readjust. It's called kind of adapting to the situation. And I always tell y'all that also, like when lights cut out, you got no printers, all you got is your hands, you got to draw that on. All you can rely on is them hands at the end of the day. So make sure y'all keep on practicing. And boom, we're going to add that on, y'all. Stay tuned, stay tuned. All right, y'all, that's one thing. We turn the voltage down to 6 volts when we putting this white in. Because, you know, it's basically like packing color. So I'm going to definitely go down with my voltage. Dipping out white.
Finally, it don't look completely chopped.
Who is that?
Who that is? Don't look completely chopped.
You know it's me, lol.
Yep. Now since we doing the lips, y'all, I'm not gonna have no like brights on this side because this how that shadow falling over. I just ain't want to make that red too dark because I want you to still be able to see it. Like I said, it's always better to go too light than too dark. Cause once you go too dark, ain't no going back. It's gonna remain dark. So we're gonna highlight right there. Highlight on top of that lip for that face paint. Couple of dots because I do want that to be a little hard. Also, we got a little highlight up in here. We're gonna make this like more soft highlights though. Coming together, coming together. A little white down here. All right, y'all. Last little touch for the portrait. Might just hit it by the mouth. And I'm gonna go underneath the chin.
He
Oh,
was
tell me.
on TikTok, I would have blasted him
Tell me
already.
OBS tried to disconnect. What that was?
So I'm trying to disconnect.
Oh, it heard something, but it look like it's back connected.
Okay.
What you say? You try to blast him? He ain't on TikTok. I would have blasted him already. Oh, you talking your boy? Shelly, you ain't got to blast him, huh? All the music done cut off. It said disconnected from server. Uh-oh. Which one that was? Probably YouTube. Cause it look like it's still going.
It does.
Famous, you asleep yet?
Nope, not yet.
Still woke.
Still woke.
Appreciate it, Dimples. Appreciate it. Appreciate the subscriber, Jets.
Come on, man.
What's up? Come on what, bro? Come on what?
You know, I'll be in bed by now.
we still here.
For sure, for sure.
Everybody that follow me know I'll be in bed by now.
Yeah, he's still here.
You ain't putting famous to sleep.
He said he clean putting fans to sleep. Nah, he up, he up. Gonna be all good, y'all. Oh, look at